Okay guys, so after 2 years, more than 2 years of trying and failing at almost every single financial tracking system that I've ever tried, I have finally found one that's simplistic enough for me to follow through on and to be able to actually account for every single cent that I spent in the month of October 2018. So of course I'm very excited and wanted to share this information to simplify your life as well. So there's basically 4 steps. One is setting a budget, telling your money where to go. 2 is keeping all your receipts, and you can always keep that just where you keep your money. And then also having one of these, and then I'll go into detail with those later, because you don't want to, once you document, you don't want to keep your receipts and have it looking junky in your wallet. 3 is just going to be documenting those receipts so you can put them away and you don't have to keep them in your wallet. And then 4 is going to be using a calculator and basically adding up all your expenses. So let's check it out. Okay, so basically I am a bullet journaler, and so this system has been able to help me keep all of my finances on one single page, which is really helpful because I don't like looking all over the place. Soon as I can, I'll make a budget for the month. And so that budget basically is stuff like insurance, all of your bills, car bills, home bills, whatever you have, and then budgeting for it. And then I also have a column right next to it. So once I do make those payments, I can have an actual expense report. So here I budgeted $650 for airplane ticket because I went ahead and looked to see about how much they cost. And of course, I looked and found something cheaper than that. So I had some cost savings there. So that means I could use that money elsewhere in my line items. Number 2 is that I like to make sure I pay my bills on time. So here's just a listing that shows all of my transactions for all of my bills. You can see the dates that I paid them. And you can also put information, like I like to use checks for bills. So I have a check number associated for every single transaction, so I have that on my record as well. And then of course I have that on record in my checkbook with the carbon copy that's provided. Or if you do everything online, paperless, then you can write down your confirmation numbers. Basically any notes that you have, remaining balances on any vehicles, you can keep that annotated in this section. I personally like to know on a weekly basis how much I have in my checking account, just so that I am well aware of where I'm standing financially. And this is especially important if you do run into the negative, like when I was in college, I got near zero several times. And then of course a section for writing down all your other expenses. I don't categorize things because for me, I just haven't found a system that would enable me to be efficient in that manner. So here I literally just write what I purchased: coffee, my Spotify, groceries. And of course, sometimes, I just put it all into one category of spending, and I'm gonna let you know I did overspend this month. So this is just how I use the bullet journal. Okay, so now let's talk about the fact that, okay, I don't have my bullet journal, but I do make a purchase. So I go ahead and I just keep all of my receipts in where I keep my money, and then I try and write things down when I remember to. So I just now pulled these receipts out of my wallet. And I try to do this on a whenever I have time basis. These ones I had already written down just from memory in here. So these ones I can just put them away in there already. These 2 I actually went and wrote them in right here: donuts and coffee. So I'm going to write the amounts right there for what they are and add that to my already overspent line item for spending. And then once I write in that information, then basically I just put it away in here. See, I have all of my receipts in there, and you can be as detailed as you want, or you can just throw it in there. It's just like a record of your spending. So, October's over. We already did all of this. So now what I'm going to do is basically empty this out, put it into a folder named that has all of my other receipts, and then basically start over for November. Budget has gone in, pay them bills, and then I'll have an even longer section since lessons learned last time I had to add a little sticky note to it because I ran out of space. So if I refine this any bit more than I have now, I will actually redo another video and maybe delete this one. I don't know. We'll see. So this is a great reflection system to show you how you prioritize your money and your resources. It's definitely worthwhile. I have two big lessons. Of course, I have a bunch of tiny lessons that I'm not going to outline here, but my two big lessons was for me is to add a gifts and party supplies line item because that's a significant expense that I didn't plan for properly. And number two is that I need to refine my shopping and reduce the amount of impromptu wants that I give into. So if you guys have any recommendations how I can further improve my system, or just what you do that really helps you, I would greatly appreciate it in the comments below. If you really liked this video, you can go ahead and give it a thumbs up. I don't know what that does, but comments are better for me anyways. So hope you had a great Halloween and happy holiday season.